Hi, this is Luana from Equilter.com. I just got back from Halifax, Nova Scotia to Quilt Canada, and boy, those Canadian quilters are full of talent and inspiration. I was very fortunate to get an interview with the Best of Show winner, Sue Sherman. She's an activist artist, and I actually wanted to share with you her comments on 3 of her environmental activist quilts. So please listen to Sue in her own words explain about her work.
Hi, I'm Sue Sherman, and I'm here to talk about my quilt Life in the Anthropocene. And this quilt was made using painting with dyes, so I used thickened dyes applied to treated white fabric. It all started with photographs that I took myself in various places in Kenya and in Canada and other places that I've been. I drew them with pencil onto paper and then transferred them onto the fabric and then painted on the dyes. The animals are all different, and the point of it really is to show the how absurd it is that we constrain and constrict the habitat that's available for wild animals to live in. Obviously, this isn't how they actually are living now, but it's my idea of taking that idea to the extreme. It came to me in a dream. It was just there in my head, and I thought it was a silly idea, and it took me probably a year before I actually allowed myself to investigate it further.
And it won you Best of Show, we have to say. We're going to show the ribbon here. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. And I did want to tell you about Baraka. This is the rhinoceros in the middle. He's a blind rhinoceros living in the old Pejeta Reserve in Kenya. I think it's wonderful that they're able to keep a blind rhinoceros alive in the face of so many poachers in that country. But he is blind, and he's kind of leading everybody else, and he's sort of walking off a cliff. I just think that's fitting. The last thing that I'd like to draw your attention to is the writing in the background. So these are the names of various animals that have gone extinct due to human activity. And I'm sure there are many, many of them. I found about 100 that I was pretty sure were extinct due to human activity. It was kind of depressing to research all those names, but they're repeated across the quilt in various different sizes, and they're all done with free motion quilting.
So masterful. Congratulations.
Thanks so much.
Would you like to go talk about your other 2 quilts?
I'd love to.
Yeah, let's do that.
Hi, I'm Sue Sherman again, and here we are to talk about this quilt called Penguin Playground. This one was also done using thickened dye, and it's a compilation of a number of penguins that I photographed, mostly in Antarctica, a couple of them from the Falkland Islands. So it's an iceberg, and the penguins I just placed on. There weren't this many penguins on the iceberg, or at least there were lots of penguins. They weren't all as interesting looking. So I cherry-picked penguins that I thought were in interesting poses. They're all Gentoo penguins except this one, which is a chin strap, and you do see that in nature where one odd one will be in with a bunch of others. I like the playfulness of watching penguins jump and dive and interact with one another, and that's really what I was trying to convey with this quilt. I think the hardest thing for me, at the time I made this, I had already made lots of quilts with penguins. You may be familiar with some of my other work, and I do love penguins. But the hardest thing for me was making the iceberg, just because of the gentle gradations of the color, and trying to quilt it so that it didn't look too lumpy. But I think I achieved that, and this one's been in a few places. So.
Yeah. What machine did you use to machine quilt? I mean, your machine quilting also is quite masterful.
I use my Bernina Q20.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Well, it's a testament to the machine as well.
It sure is. Great. That's a great machine for this kind of work.
Yeah. Great. Well, we have one more quilt that we're going to look at with you. Let's head over there.
Thank you. And this quilt is called Sanctuary. Actually, Sanctuary. It's a question mark because we're not really sure if it's a sanctuary or not. Because here we are in Antarctica in some time in the future when it's not as cold as it ought to be. And in order for the penguins to be able to nest and properly reproduce, we've had to put them under a geodesic dome. It took me a while to learn how to do a geodesic dome because it's not a perfect shape, but that's a story for another day. So what we have here is a coal furnace that's blowing out an awful lot of smoke. And it is generating steam, which is powering a generator, which is powering a air conditioner and a pump that are circulating cool air through there. So you have these units that are blowing the cold air and keeping the penguins cool. You'll notice the skuas over here, they're nesting on top of the geodesic dome because it's the coolest place.
Oh boy.
There's also a few other birds that are typical of that area, and they're also sticking close to the geodesic dome. But there is precious little other wildlife around, and that's deliberate. There's also some invasive grass in here. I had a little fun with the nameplates of the equipment. I do have a background in mechanical engineering, as you might have guessed. The Antarctic Cool is a totally made-up name, but I thought it would be a good name for an air conditioning system. And Prifornium is actually a Latin name, and that's for the coal furnace that was used to heat up the water to go into the Roman baths.
Oh.
And I just thought it was cool. It's all also made using my technique of painting with thickened dyes. But on this one, for the metallic nameplates and the smoke and a lot of the rocks, I have used fabric paint over top. The penguins, I'd like to point out, if you look at them, there's about 100 penguins. They're all in different poses. These are all taken from different individual penguin photographs that I put together, and it actually took a lot longer to make than you might think.
That's great. Well, this was another cash prize for you, so congratulations on that. And I can hear that the front door is opening now and people are starting to come in, so we're going to finish up our little video interview, and I just want to thank you for your time, Sue. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks so much, Luana. It's really been great.
Well, I hope that you have enjoyed Sue's explanation about her fabulous work. Of course, recently I featured her other quilt that won a prize last year, Dear Humans, and you can find all of those on my photo page, but also watch for other interviews from Canada and from other shows popping up on our eQuilter video page. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye.